What's good, people? Samurai Lee here, back for another fight talk in association with CombatDocket. Going to be going over the Cardiff card from last Saturday night, where Guillermo Rigondeaux retained his title, as did Terry Flanagan, and there was a British title fight between Liam Williams and Gary Cochran, so a couple of good fights to get through there. Obviously, Terry Flanagan defending his title, moving to 31-0 over Farner, 42-year-old man that he really should have been blowing away. It went all the way to points. Flanagan looked good at times, you know, he put his combinations together well. He dropped Farner at one point in the fight, but as I've been saying, he doesn't do anything spectacular for me, and I believe he's nowhere near as good as the likes of Anthony Crolla and Jorge Linares, who are at the same weight. So yeah, a lot of work for him to be doing to be getting those big fights, I think. Guillermo Rigondeaux against Jazza Dickens, you know, this fight lasted 2 rounds. Rigondeaux barely threw a punch. The punch he did throw broke Jazza Dickens' jaw in 2 places. The class showed through. The punch variety and the punch power he possesses was way too much for Jazza Dickens, who was in well over his head. You know, fair play to him for taking the fight, but I think it was an inevitable situation that Rigondeaux was just too good for him. Williams Cochran fight. Did you watch that fight?
No. I was at home.
I can't remember what happened now. Williams won late on. Williams and Cochran for the British title. Really good, tough fight. 2 guys. There was a lot of needle in the build-up. They didn't really like each other. A lot of social media beef in the build-up also, and you could tell, you know, in the fight there was a lot of petulance on both sides. A point was taken off Cochran at one point. There was a little bit of afters after the bell at times, but on the whole it was a really good fight. You know, some good punches back and forth. Williams was cut early on, but I think his punch power probably showed through. He got the late stoppage, and he's now British champion and will be looking to move on to bigger and better things himself. Last night over in New Zealand there was a big heavyweight fight. Joseph Parker, who we know is the mandatory for Anthony Joshua's IBF World Heavyweight title. You know, the guy came to fight, he threw a lot of bombs, he threw a lot of overhand rights that marked Parker up, but at the end of the day he was a 40-year-old man who was always going to be tiring pretty early. Parker made the most of it, made him pay, and got him out of there with relative ease. He, as we say, is the mandatory challenger for Anthony Joshua. He may have 1 or 2 more fights between then, just to sort of keep ticking over and keep learning. This Saturday in Las Vegas, we've got the number 1 and number 2 super lightweight champions in the world going at it. You know, it's a really good fight, really good unification fight. I'm talking Terence Crawford and Victor Postol, both 28-0 guys, really good fighters, and it's good to see the number 1 and 2 in their division going at it for in the big unification fight, to see who the top dog is. Most people I see lean towards Crawford. He's definitely got the better knockout ratio, but he's probably been there 2 weights and he's got a bigger reputation than Postol. For me, Postol, although he's not as big a puncher, he did finish Lucas Matisse in his last fight, and I think he's getting better and better. I think Postol will get the job done in a close points decision over Terence Crawford. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. CombatDocket.com, myself, Fight Talk, get involved. Be sure to catch next week's show. We're going to be doing an in-depth, detailed analysis and breakdown of all the fights in Leeds on the Matchroom Sports Show, including Dillian White and Luke Campbell.